Okay, so example 3 says x minus 1 over x squared plus 3x plus 2 plus 3x over x plus 2 equals x minus 1 divided by x plus 1. So step number 1, always factor out all of your denominator if possible. So the first denominator, students, your factors are going to be x plus 1 times x plus 2. By now, you should be able to factor things out pretty quickly. Now, if you are still struggling with factoring, please do come and see me, okay? Then we need to find the lowest common denominator and find restriction. X plus 1, I got one of those from the first term and one of those from the last term, so we are only going to take one. Then the next one is x plus 2. I got one of those from the first term and one of those from the second term. So we are going to take that as well as part of our LCD. Let's find the restriction. We say that this cannot be -1 and this cannot be -2. So currently we have two restrictions that they have to watch out for. Then we're going to go in and multiply each and every term, students, by the lowest common denominator. So copy this over really quickly. Okay, that's your original. Now I'm going to make big old bracket because your LCD is x plus 1 times x plus 2. Now again, put it over 1 if that makes you more comfortable. Your original for the second term is 3x over x plus 2. And again, put a big old parentheses or bracket if you want. Your LCD is x plus 1 times x plus 2 over 1. Only, you don't need to write over 1, but if that helps you out, equals your third term, okay, make sure, all right, and then your LCD again is x plus 1 times x plus 2 all over 1, like that. Now the whole point now is that after you multiply by the LCD, you should not have fractions anymore, okay, so cancel, 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 cancel. This one's cancel with that one only. This one's reduced with that one. So we have left x minus 1. That is this first term, okay? Then on the second term, these are the two things that are left. So we have plus 3x times x plus 1 equals, the third term we have this and this. So let's write that out. Oops, I need a pen. And so that will help us reduce. So x minus 1 times x plus 2. Now we do need to FOIL and solve this regularly as an Algebra 1 question, okay? So x minus 1 plus 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times 1 is 3x equals x times x is x squared. X times 2 is going to be 2x. Negative x should be the one in the middle, okay? And then -1 times 2 is a -2. And there you go, -2. Okay, so let's combine like terms. I'm going to put 3x in the front now, 3x squared, I'm sorry, because there's nothing we can combine there. But this x and that 3x will now give us 4x, okay? Drop down your -1. Over here, we are going to say x squared. Then those two right there combined give us a positive x, and then drop down our -2. Now we are going to move everything to either the right side or the left side. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to pick moving all of this over here. I'm going to need a bit more space, okay? And then +2. When you move stuff to one side, you're just kind of doing its opposite. So let's see. These over here are now going to cancel. That will give us 0, okay? So I'm going to move, guys. Take this and move it here, okay? So the right side is 0. 3x squared minus 1x squared is now 2x squared. We have 4x, take away 1x, students. That's going to give us 3x. And then a -1. So a -1 plus 2 is a positive 1. Now let's check to see if this is factorable because we need to solve, right? So you can solve by factoring. If it's not factoring, then quadratic formula or completing a square. On top, we have a 2. On the bottom, we have a 3. So find two numbers, multiply equals 2, add equals 3. So it's going to be a 2 and a 1. So 2x squared plus 1x plus 2x. Drop down your 1 equals 0. Make your fencing. Take out the common factor. Okay, this one has none, so you take out a 1. Your factors are x plus 1 times 2x plus 1 equals 0. Let's x equals -1 and 2x equals -1, so x equals -2, -1 over 2. All right, now before we box it up, we have to go check with the big boss, which is your restrictions. Okay, so it says x can never be -1, students, or -2. When we solve, we have two answers. X is -0.5 and a -1, so we cannot keep a -1. Cross that out. So students, for this one, we can only have one answer, which is a -1 over 2.